I decided I can no longer wait for a moment to come because I was grafting, I was doing this, the other. I was ticking all the boxes that I was taught to do. But I ended up £8.57 in my bank account. So I do not want to go back to the same. I've got to change.
Welcome to this episode of Man Talk Real Talk, where we have a man with us today who I met at a training session. I heard his story and it was absolutely fantastic. This man is a successful property investor. He's got a networking organization that he runs in Manchester called Grow Asset Property. He's a father of 2 boys, has an incredible, impactful story, which you shall hear. I just want to welcome to the platform Iliad Pirasteh. How you doing, my brother?
Thank you so much, Diz. I'm brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm good.
It's such a pleasure to have you on because, like I said, the way you delivered your message and the situation that you went through to get to where you are right now is absolutely incredible. And straight away I thought, you know what, we need to get you onto this platform and we can talk about Evergrow Assets, the way that you were able to start from zero. It's a story of zero to hero message. Iliad, have I introed you correctly? Is there anything else that you'd like to mention about yourself? Because you're just a phenomenal man with a great way of doing things. Very classy. That's how I'd describe you. Very classy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what you said is just a snapshot for a moment about someone's life in a moment that I did experience. Although Iliad today, yes, successful property investor. Yes, I've got a lovely family and all that good stuff, coaching people, helping people to find their way into financial freedom, especially for Iranian Farsi-speaking individual who lives in here in this country, and they might be exchanging time with the money. They might be in a situation that about 11 years ago I was in. So the story is just a snapshot of for one moment. Of course, the story it is started from the day we're born, and it's continuing all the way to the end. Yeah, I mean, the story is so powerful for myself. It was the lowest point in my life that at that point, I could decide to go down. At the same time, I decided to not to go down. I moved up. I said, look, I need to get a grip of my life. I need to go back and see fundamentally what I'm doing wrong at that point and how can I fix it? And that was just that moment in time, which everything was heading towards the wrong direction. That kind of got me to this state.
Tell us a bit about your childhood. What was you like?
So I was born in Iran. Tehran is the capital of Iran. So middle class, working class, let's say working class family. My dad was a merchant, so he had a shop in a market or bazaar, where basically he was selling electrical equipment, usually industrial equipment such as the contactor and, the fancy stuff goes into the factory. So he was selling those items. So I I've got one sister, one lovely sister that she is now a software engineer. My mom and dad, my sister, all still back in Iran. And basically the way I grew up was I was the first child. And yes, I was going to the school full time, but I had the opportunity during the summertime to go to my dad's shop and shadow him and doing things that he was tasking me to do. That gave me the opportunity to speak to different people when I was like, let's say about 10 years old onwards. I was given that opportunity to go to shop and learn how to talk to people and how the traditional interaction with people to satisfy their needs and how to serve people first before requesting anything in return. And that was a norm. This is a tradition that I think now even a new generation in new markets also following the same path with the same mindset to serve first before requesting any compensation back for that service. So long story short, I I grew up in a polar family where one side, mom's side, was always into universities, going to university. You need to be getting a proper education. Look, and I was looking up to my uncle. My uncle was had a master in mechanical engineering, and he was our role model as our second role model. Let's say that my mum was basically saying, "Look, boys, you need to go that way." And on the opposite side, my dad basically saying, "Oh, forget about university stuff. Come and join me in the shop. Let's learn this way." And so that was two different paths. But at the time when you're a teenager, that you're thinking about, oh, that's the path, but that could be less risk if I follow uncle's path, going to university, getting an education, because that felt like a bit more like a secured way of doing it. 'Cause remember, this is the time back in uh 90s, mid 90s, when
Right.
I was in a situation that I was going to go towards university and higher education. So that was the
Right.
moment I decided to follow mom's path and just listen to her, and went to university, did my electrical engineering degree in there. Um, and that was basically, once you step into one motorway, that is your basically next 10, 20 years of your life is
Yep.
you're heading that
You're
way.
done.
At the time, I was just thinking about two things. One is money. That was well,
There you
everybody
go.
wants cars. Any secret? My I was fancy a BMW 2002. This
Yeah.
is like a sporty little car. I think it had like 2000 cc engine. And that was my goal. I wanted that car. So that was the motivation. How can I get that car? Basically, with the car comes with, fun, going, it gives you the freedom to go about and do other stuff. And that was my goal at the time. But yet at the same time, I felt there was another value into university, because in our society, Middle East, Iran specifically, with university degrees or having a degree in university, you get a kind of its social level as well as the secure money income, if you like.
Yep.
Whereas on the opposite side, if you go to the market, you're on your own most of the time. There is no certainty about your income per month, and it could be
Hmm.
making great income for the first 6 months, and you're not sure what's happening next, especially in a volatile environment like Middle East, where at one point we were in war with Iraq, and then after that followed sanctions and uncertainty. So that was causing market to go up and down, being uncertain. So at the point, I think I made a calculated judgment to decide to go to the path that getting higher education uh, not only can secure my future and my income, but yet at the same time, I was satisfying my mum's expectation. And
Right.
also, I do remember well when I went to one of the events. Usually when you're in industry, we were invited in to go to one of the events, one of the international industrial events where, it's a big, massive um, arena with lots of different factories and company comes and do their shows, the showcase their product or service and so on and so forth. It was in one moment when we were invited as a guest to that event that I saw my uncle there. It was my mom and myself and my sister. We three of us went to there, and I saw my uncle in there, and I saw the respect, the energy that he had. He was one of those people that if he stepped into the room would dominate the room. Not
Right.
by being a big size or uh, you know, having different. He had a quality. He had the respect. He had a very very respectful individual back. So that respect, I enjoyed that. I thought I like that idea. Not
Mm.
It's not all about money. It's all about, when you step into a place. I could see that. So um, then that was another moment that I said it was like a stamp, final approval on this is the path you're going to be going, and I could see myself doing that. So that was the whole
Mm.
reason. There is a little one as well. I may just say about seeding the information. My mom was
Mhm.
quite clever about this. When I said about money,
Go-
I do remember back in early 90s when I was teenage, I was building up a sense of comparing the wealth with the signs. Meaning, one day we were traveling towards our house, from our house to my uncle's at night, and on the motorway we were driving past a kind of an affluent area in North Tehran, which called Shahrak Qarb, which is the the western town. If I translate it, it was a western town, and that
Mhm.
western town was developed back in Iranian monarchy. So before 79, Iran was monarchy, and at that time it was very strong influence and good relation with West, like Americans, Israelis, or British governments. It was extremely not only well represented, but it was strong allies in the region. So with that came with prosperity. We came with, the town was, the city was growing by like over 10%, growth of the country was extremely high, +8, +10 every year. So it was booming. So that town was mostly affluent. So you could see beautiful villas and beautiful bungalows, uh, huge luxurious apartments. When I'm saying apartments, like a square meter for each unit, we're talking over 100, 120 square meter of the apartment, where the living room is like a five-a-side football pitch.
Wow.
Is that
Huge.
beautiful? Massive apartments, and but in high level. So as we were driving past, it was nighttime, beautiful lights. I could see the motorway, one of those windy motorways, and beautiful squares. And I said, Mom, who lives in these houses? Because we weren't in those houses, by the way, of course. I said, Mom, who lives in these houses? And she said, I think quite innocently, I would say, oh, the doctors and engineers. And that was
Oh.
another seed in my head. Doctors and
Mhm.
engineers. It went to my head, and that's it. I didn't become an engineer for being a scientist or something. My
Mhm.
seed in my brain was, I want that house. I want that car.
Mm.
So that was the motivation. And this is honest and true motivation. Not money for the money, being a money, because that's another digit in the bank account, but what you can do with it. Feeling
Mhm.
happier, maybe, or doing the thing that you like the most, traveling with the car, and maybe feeling good with. Well, at the teenage time, I was feeling if I owned that house, I would be extremely happy. But anyway, so long
Do
story
you,
short,
do,
you can see
mhm.
these effects in my, for developing and influencing my growing up um, age, if you like, the times.
Do you think that seeing that house and the impact that it made on you, do you think that's been an would you call that an inspirational moment where it triggered you into doing and becoming who you are today?
Definitely was early start, because when you're early age of, transitioning from primary to the secondary school, you things you start is it just a little small light start or flames in your body start thinking about you finding your interests,
Mhm.
and those are early moments, definitely. So then
Mm.
after that, I was like, once I triggered, I was like knowing where I'm aiming. Then I was full on this study. I had to go to
Mm.
university
Right.
because
Mhm.
my aim was already set 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and that's it. I want to get that, and this is the path. So I was not even distracted by anything else. I was just focused on that. They're smashing every drop of rain into the window. I managed to quickly sit in the car, and the rain was coming down to the side window. Could really, honest to God, I was like feeling someone punching window, so loud and noisy to me. The first thing I did in the car, I checked my bank. And it was only last £8.57 was left in my bank account.
Oh wow.
£8.57. And then it was one of those moments that I felt like not only letting myself down, I was letting my family down. Because you see where, especially in our culture, men is the provider and you're supposed
Right.
to be the one responsible. And it was so disappointing in myself. I was like
Yeah.
thinking, what can I do? I was feeling stuck. Because you see, again, another point was this happened right after the day I heard my wife telling me, well, she rang me in the office saying, we're expecting a new life in our family. I was always looking forward to that moment. I was so happy when I heard that news. I was joyful.
Mm.
I was always wanted to have a new life in our little family. So it was only me and
Mm.
Ellie that we've got a new life coming into. It was so joyful. Till probably a few hours later, the reality kicked in, thinking, Pram, about 700 quid, cot bed, 450. It was just thinking, I only got £8.57 left.
Mm. Mm.
That was crushing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking, look, you did all these work, all these. You see, before that was energetic. I want that house. I want to go university. I want to study so hard. I'm going to gain lots of experience. It was not a single job I wasn't raising my hand. Who wants to take that job? My hand was up first. Who wants to do that? I was up first. Who wants to go to that site visit? Do this. I was grafting to get where I was. At that point in time, I had £8.50. I was electrical engineer designing a system for nuclear power station. So I achieved pretty much, I ticked all the boxes that my mom told me, my environment told me, you need to get there, you need to do this. I was not only just studying academically, I was experiencing, I was experienced senior lead design engineer. That was like, I had like well respected in a company, in a corporate and so on and so forth. Yeah, that all good. But at the end of the day, look at your bank account, Iliad, and that was crushing me. I was like, I was doing overtimes. Because the cost of living, every money came in, it was going out. So I felt like I had no overtime left not to do, like 60 hours, 70 hours a week, weekend sacrifices. And I felt like because I was exchanging time for the money, and that was the wrong direction I was looking. I was looking at the wrong side. So fast forward, I was finding myself like, you need to get a grip of this, and find different way. Because at that moment in time, I always thinking like, oh, I need to go university. I need to be working so hard. I need to get this. I need to get that. But it was only that moment in time I said, is this all true? Am I in the right direction? The doubt that came in. I'm not, I am definitely not in the right path. I am definitely not looking at the right direction. Before going to that conference, I parked the car in near car park, about probably 5-10 minutes away from the conference, because although I had a reasonable car, but I was ashamed, as in feeling so down, my confidence level was like minus whatever. I was so low. Even the first time I was going to this conference, or people going to be driving with Ferraris and Lamborghinis to this place, park away. So I was away. So a few street down the road, I decided to walk. And that's what I did. And before leaving the car, I said to myself, do you know what? I'm going to sell me something. To be safe, I'm going to leave the credit card in the car just in case, because you never know. And I left the credit card in the car. And I thought, right, okay, I'm safe now. I'm okay. I'm safe. Then I walked to this place, It was like full event, sat down, was listening, getting excited about everything. And it was coming to the end of the presentation. And yes, as always, there is something at the end that presentation would like to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fall into this. No, no, that's not me. I'm smart enough. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in one moment, it was a moment that I felt like someone um, tapping on my shoulder, saying, it was my conscious, Iliad,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? You've got a choice now. You can do nothing. Yes, you left your credit card in the car. You're safe. You can do nothing. You can walk home. You can go out now. Where are you going back to?
Mm-hmm. Wow, what a moment. Wow.
And that was it. But you can change this. And is this your moment? I'm going to be either go not in or all in. And
Yeah.
when I went into that room, I was minus 14. Then I came out minus 14.28. I
Mm.
decided I can no longer wait for the moment to come because I was grafting. I was doing this, the other. I was ticking all the boxes that I was taught to do. But I ended up £8.57 in my bank account. So I do not want to go back to the same method. I've got to change. So I went in, all in. I said, look, I don't have my credit card today now, but can I put my name down? And that was it. It was just the moment I'm all in. You just put my name down, and tomorrow I'll give you a call.
Mm.
So that was it. That was the moment it changed my life. That was the moment I didn't become a like millionaires by just subscribing to a course. Of course, it comes with another channel, but the path was clear to me.
Mm-hmm.
Education, getting experience, do it, take action. And I'm here now because
Mm.
not only I learned the training and education, I paired up with the like-minded people that supported me all the way. Even the community of getting to know other people, they always care about self-development, self-improvement. They care about their own future, their family's future. Would it be in that community of brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever we're going to be calling it? Just same
Mm.
people that always want to improve and break out of the system or break out of the rat race. And
Yeah.
that was the basically the driver, the support I received from the property investment communities that
Mm-hmm.
got me where I am, really. Nothing
So,
special about me. Basically, I
mm.
learned the system, I paired up
Mm-hmm.
with the right people, and I got me where I am. Now I'm
So,
teaching that to other people too.
what were some of those key moments, or key messages that you learned?
First thing first, mindset, vision, that is key.
Mm-hmm.
Not working for the money anymore, working for the
Mm.
values. What you adding to people's life, the value, the vision.
Wow.
It
Sorry, I've
is,
got to stop you there, Iliad. Say that again, because that is a very key message.
yes, the most important thing after being open-minded, what is it that you can add value in people's life? Something that
Right.
they can see value, empowered. They can see themselves to achieve something bigger. And it,
I'm
of
going to make
course,
a note of that
together.
one. The reason I paused you there is because we can't lose moments like that, because a lot of people chase money and they think that chasing money is the answer. We're on Man Talk Real Talk. A lot of men chase money. But what you just said there kind of flips the whole equation, and it makes it more palatable and it gives it more meaning, because you said, look at ways that you can add value to people's lives, and then the money will come as a byproduct of it. We got it the wrong way around. We have to be looking at areas where we can add value, and if we can add value to people's lives, that path, the money that you're looking for, it's gonna come naturally. I love the fact that you said that. So what value do you think you added in people's lives or in what you're doing?
You see, my vision has changed after my lowest point. I started learning.
Mm.
I started working in myself. I said to
Mhm.
myself, I need to go back to drawing board and start again with new knowledge, with new
Mm.
people, gaining experience. Let's build me again. So then
Mm.
after that,
Wow.
I felt
Key.
like
Mm.
I do not want to see anyone else in similar situation. You know, you've got so
Mhm.
many different individual with a different expectation, with a different lifestyle, with a different vision. Not everyone's going to be linking with me, connecting with me, and I get that. But if I only can connect with someone, just one person that can
Mm.
see, that feel like it was like me back in 2014, in that car moment, feeling stuck, feeling lonely, feeling needs support, needs to talk to someone.
Mhm.
If he or she can take this, connect with me, and they can get something valuable out of it. Or they can even picture themselves to tell to themselves that I want to be like you one day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to have the lifestyle that you have one day. I want to be in
Mm.
that situation that I do not have money worry one day. You need to be powerful enough to be able to help others in
Yeah.
your community.
Yeah.
If I'm struggling with my own income, if I'm struggling to feed my family, I won't be able to support, although I can support it with time, which I do as well. So I do support the community with time as well, because that's invaluable assets um, to share with the community. Do the thing that it's you support others at the same time, but it will be stronger if if I can contribute financially to build
Yeah.
something meaningful for the community. And this is where I can see myself to learn, earn, and of course return. That's the cycle for me.
That's fantastic. Learn, earn, return. So, how many years have you actually been married for?
We did
16,
reverse
16
calculation.
years?
Six
I
from
was- I
yeah,
did it, I
60.
threw it back at you
Yeah,
then, didn't I?
yeah. I already forgot.
16,
16.
16 years.
Yes, yes.
So, what would you say has had the most impact in your marriage in regards to the growth that you've experienced throughout that whole period? 16 years.
In 16 years,
Yeah.
definitely. I can, well, from the marriage point of view, marriage is like, um, it's looking after the garden. So it always needs
Mm,
maintaining. You can't just let it go. You can't just buy a fancy, beautiful garden first day and let it to overgrow whatever directions. And it needs de-weeding, it needs trimming, it needs care, it needs looking after it to flourish. Then you can see once this established different flowers in different seasons, and it
mm,
can be fruitful. So how much you put into it, that's tenfold you can return, you get back. And that's how I see it. It's like a garden that needs caring from both sides.
mm,
So it's just not one deal done, as in it needs to be keep maintained and looked after, watered in the right time or trimmed at the right time. And in the meantime, the thing comes and goes, but the garden um, will have different beauties every season.
mm,
Um,
mm.
that's how I see it. But yet at the same time, the second vision that is I'd like to share with you is I can see myself that I'd like to see us growing together
Yes.
rather than she's growing faster than me or me growing faster than her. If someone's got, because reality is usually wives and misses, because they give birth and they've got like that motherhood um um, what's it called, task in their shoulders that naturally they need to deliver. Sometimes
Mhm,
naturally hold them back from
mm,
growing in their career, maybe their education, maybe in their self-development because their attention and care and energy was diverted to a new life. So that is sometimes happens that you get men maybe having one or two step that evolve better, not evolve as in like improved or progressed within the
yeah.
career, within life.
Mhm,
The best thing is I always look saying, look, now it's my time to contribute something. I want you to grow because there's no point me being growing. This gap is always going to be increased. My
Yeah.
vision is if I'm growing, you must grow with me.
Mm.
As in like must
Mhm.
as in like a not dictated way, but as in like let's do it together. Let's why not
Mm.
doing this together? Let's do it together. Honestly, I mean, this property journey has not only given me my time back, my freedom, my financial freedom back, but I also managed to do the same with my missus. She's now not only managing um, half of our own portfolios and our own businesses, and she's got the time back and she's doing whenever she likes to do, but she loves it and she's moving into the direction of doing social media, on the videos, doing reels, talking to people, another level of growth that was
Mm.
not many people feel comfortable to do, but
Yeah.
this is it. We teach other, we supporting each other. We just do it. Let's do it. One example. Let's do this. It's dead simple. Next minute, I can see she's doing it like three, four times, posting reels and getting engaged. She gets invited to women's group, and she's got her own community now, women's
Oh,
empowering
brilliant.
women's within Manchester area, within the community. That's another chapter and another branch from this tree that's growing. So it's
Mm.
prospering not only one side, but both sides, because we want to grow together.
I'll tell you what, Iliad, respect to you, brother. My goodness me. That is such a beautiful way to put it because a lot of what you find is that a lot of couples, well, I don't want to generalize, but couples sometimes tend to drift apart from each other because there's so many things going on, there's so many moving parts, but one person's vision is over here and the other person's vision is over there. But the way you just crafted that and just brought it together is just so beautiful, man. The fact that you're growing together and then she's now doing her thing, but it's under the same sort of umbrella. You know,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to hear that from a man and his queen. This has been so eye-opening. It's been refreshing. It's been just a great time to share with you. I've got a few other questions. I call this a quick fire round. Okay? All right. So some of these questions are you might think, what are you talking about this? So one question for you. If your houses could talk, what would they say about you?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
probably it's gonna be like, look, your loan is overgrown. Why you not coming and do the loans? You falling behind in 2 weeks because I was away for the past 2 weeks. So all loan is overgrown. As it
Yeah.
as it's just something that I can just fill up the answers, really.
that was kind of, it wasn't really a quick fire. That was like a brain teaser kind of
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. So if Monopoly was real life, okay, what property are you snapping up first? So if Monopoly was real life, what are you going
What
to take
property
first?
to snap it first? Oh, very good question. That would be, I won't be changing anything in my life, to be honest, although it was difficult, but I
Uh,
won't be changing it because I don't know whether I would be getting where I am now. So
mm-hmm,
I know I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to be taking this serious, but honestly, I won't be changing a single thing
mm-hmm.
from the path because I don't know whether I would be getting to the moment and the state that I am today. So I'm grateful
Okay,
to what I have today.
all right. I'm going to make it quicker then. Tea or coffee?
Coffee,
Cats or dogs?
dogs.
Yeah, that was very
Yeah, yeah,
definite there, man.
definitely dogs. Yeah, I love dogs.
Films or books?
I like both. Um, Books,
Books.
audiobooks, by the way,
Oh,
audiobooks. I'm listening a lot of audiobooks. I mean, probably I'm
okay.
listening more audiobooks than watching television. Um, I'm just basically using audio to leverage the time because sometimes when I'm
Mm-hmm.
traveling to anywhere, I'm listening to the audio to educate
Mm.
myself.
Uh-huh.
So yes, definitely audiobook.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Oh, good answer. Summer man as well. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I'm gonna ask you this one. Okay, and you
go
got to
on.
make sure you get this right. Yeah. Arsenal or Tottenham?
Oh dear, neither. I must
if
not be
if
saying
if
that.
you listen to me, no, exactly.
Oh dear. I'm
Okay,
Formula One fan. I'm not really fan of any football team at all.
okay,
So
all
I'm
right,
I'm okay.
all right.
I think I'm released on that.
You're released on that one. All right, then Hamilton or Verstappen?
Of course, Hamilton all day, every day.
Oh.
Oh.
Brilliant, man. Excellent, brother. Listen, this
Yeah.
has been so good. I've really enjoyed this and learnt a lot from you as well. So I really thank you for coming on tonight and for being so transparent in how you were able to kind of get your message across as well. But one last question for you. How can people find you? Tell us your social media handles.
I am on social media. It's Iliad Pirasteh. You can search me on social media, and also Evergrow Assets. So Evergrow Assets, we're based in Manchester, in
Mhm.
basically a service like a training service through the academy, and the people we're interested to learn how to step into property investment if they feel it's the right time for themselves.
Mhm.
If you need us, just drop a message. Or I am just a few click away from you guys on social media, especially Instagram. I'm more into Instagram. Yeah, so it's easier to basically message me on. It will be me. There is no robot. It will be direct to myself.
Brilliant. Excellent. Iliad, I just want to thank you very, very much for being a fantastic guest on the show, on the podcast today, man. It's been
Yep.
a real eye-opening experience, and I really do appreciate your time. And hopefully we can have you back on again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Des. I mean, I loved it. It was beautiful. Well done podcast. I loved it a lot. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. So that was Man Talk Real Talk with our special guest, Iliad. I'm going to call him Iliad, the ever grow assets man. He was absolutely brilliant. In order for this platform to grow, we need your help to spread this message about Man Talk Real Talk to as many people as possible around the UK, around the world, wherever you're listening in from. So remember to click, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and whatever platform you're listening in on, leave some comments. And if you want to know more about what I do as a coach, mentor, trainer, then please send me an email at des@mastermindacademy.co.uk. If you want to find out more about me and what I do, go to Des Morant Official on Instagram and on TikTok, and also on LinkedIn. You can find me at Des Morant. And if you want one-on-one coaching, just DM me or email me at des@mastermindacademy.co.uk, and I'll respond to you